Okay, looks like the live streaming is now enabled. It's my screen. I'm currently sharing today's agenda items. Okay. Hey, Baron. Okay, before we get started, just want to check with everyone. So currently we have only one topic, which is to review milestone v2.0, beta 1, and trash new issues. And maybe we can take a look at two community meeting schedule polls because we have been discussed this topic last time, and I created two community meeting polls for people in different time zones. So there are likely only two topics today. Do you have anything else? If not, I think we can start with the current schedule, current topic. So here, let's take a look at the notation V1, V2.0, beta 1 milestone. Okay, here are all of the issues that we marked as notation V2.0 beta 1. We have 4 issues open right now, and I believe these two, I have seen pull requests associated with those two issues. So I think these two should be on track. And this one, notation sign verify arbitrary data. I think this is a very huge work item, and I'm not sure whether we still have other follow-up work items related to notation blob signing. Ian and Patrick, have you seen any related issues to blob signing? Hey, E, please.
Yeah, I'm considering that maybe we can close that original one because we have already have alpha release cover the major scenarios. And I'm going to create some other issues based on the testing results from the alpha release. So there will be other issues soon. I think this week I will create.
Hey, Shui, thanks, E.
Yeah, so I have a question regarding to the cozy hash envelope. So do we need to integrate the cozy hash envelope into the blob signing?
Yeah, that is. I also want to say that we need that one for beta 1. I think we can consider it for beta 1. I created this issue. Yeah, I suggest add this issue to beta 1, and this issue requires some update on the spec and also implementation on the libraries. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me. How about Patrick and Fabian and Junjie?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds good. If no more concerns, I will mark this issue as 2.0 beta 1. Okay.
Yeah.
As we already discussed this issue last week, so I think we don't need to deep dive into the details of this issue.
Yeah, I think for the original one, we can just comment the alpha release has implemented the scenarios, and if we find any new issue or new scenario, we will create a new one. Otherwise, the original one will take a very long time to close until we have a stable version. Yeah, I mean this one.
Valid. Sounds valid proposal. I think we can create this, close this issue and create new issues if needed. If we identify some potential improvements for block signing, we can create new issues.
Yes.
Okay. If no more concerns from our maintainers, I will go and close this issue as completed.
Maybe you can add a comment as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can mention the alpha release has delivered the scenarios. And if we see any further issue or scenario, we will create a new issue to address it.
I've also copied to Pritesh, who opened this issue last year. This one is actually a part of the notation V2 beta 1, and it's related to OCL 1.1 support, right? I marked it as help wanted means we will need contributors to help. We don't have any assignee for this issue.
This one also requires some specification work. I just noticed, by the way, the label for the spec is different from other issues. Maybe we can align it to use whether to use spec or to use spec is required. Spec required.
I'm thinking that the second option, the second label, spec required, has much more clarity than the first one. Maybe we can keep only one label and remove another one, the spec.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. The spec required is more clear. Yeah.
Any concerns from other folks? If not, I'm gonna change the label to spec required, and I will go ahead and delete the spec label to avoid any ambiguity.
Yeah. So back to this issue, I think this issue may not be, I mean, for the spec changes, it is easy to add another format for support the artifact tab in the spec. But the problem is we also need to decide which one will be the default one and how user can switch to another format if needed. And if we want to have artifact type, this format as the default, then probably, then it is definitely needed to be included in V2 because it's a breaking change.
Yeah, we're currently in V2 beta release, beta stage. I think we are still we are still we can still make breaking change if really need.
Yeah, so we need to spend some time on this and complete it in V2, otherwise later on. I mean, if we didn't do it for V2, we may need to break it again if late we want to add this artifact type support.
So we will still keep the milestone as V2.0 beta 1.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But we need to have a discussion on alignment on specification. Then maybe other folks can pick it up once the spec is aligned. They can focus on the implementation.
Correct. Maybe we can continue to discuss on this issue, and also if we are aligned, we can create a pull request to update the signature spec to include an additional new field, maybe artifact type, in the signature manifest.
Yeah, so I think artifact type from OCI spec point of view, it is the recommended way forward. So I'm thinking that first we need to describe how the new format will be looking like, and also the default one will be the artifact type. And we can, for example, introduce, this is for brainstorming, we can introduce a flag for user who want to still use the previous format.
Yes, there might be a backward compatibility that we will need to think about.
Simon, can you open the link in the issue OCI spec 1.1? Yeah. Yes, then I remember there are some examples.
I mean, the examples contains the artifact type.
Yeah, guidelines for artifact usage, and according to this section, the artifact type must be defined. Currently the Notary project use the previous format. It is still compatible, but it is not the recommended way according to the guideline. So that's the reason that the artifact type with the support for this artifact type, it should be by default for artifact usage. That means the signature as an OCI artifact, it should use the artifact type as recommended by the OCI spec.
Correct. But we will need to define a reasonable value for this new field. Currently, we have the media type with the related value, but we will need to discuss whether we want to reuse that value or we will need to define a brand new value for the artifact type.
I don't think we need a new type. Can you switch back to the spec? I think it should be the, for us, it should be the notary signature. That's type. Yeah, because yeah, exactly the example here. The artifact type will be notary dot signature. For the media type, it will be changed from the current value to empty. In the config, I mean the media type in the config.
Is this value proper for notary project signature? This media type of notary project signature.
The artifact type will be the signature. The media type under the config will be empty because it is empty config.
In terms of the media type, how about others? If you want to have a new artifact type field, what should we do for the media type of the original notary project signature?
The artifact type will use the value of the current value of the media type of the config. And for the media type of the config will be changed to empty as you see in the spec. For others, I don't think we needed to do any changes. Yeah, I think anyway, we can create a PR to update the specification and mention what is the recommended default format. Then from a notation point of view, by default, it will use the manifest with artifact type as the default one to store the signature, but user can have a flag to switch. And we needed to have another spec for notation CLI as well.
Yes, maybe we can thinking how to let notation automatically fall back to the original signature format. But here's the thing we can discuss later. But I think we should have another issue created in the specification repo. And I think we should have maintainers to handle the specifications and align on the way forward in the specification first. Then we can ask any volunteers to work on the implementation in Notation CLI. Hey Sajay, I just noticed you joined.
Oh,
Okay, based on our discussion, we will put this issue as a part of Notation v2.0 beta 1 milestone, and we will have maybe 2 specifications changed in our first step. Then we can start on the implementation for this issue. And this will be a breaking change in Notation v2.0. Any concerns or comments from other folks? If not, we're gonna move on and see other issues. Okay, if no more concerns, we will keep that issue in the scope of notation 2.0 beta 1. This one we have been discussed. So basically we have 4 issues in notation 2.0 beta 1. Actually, I noticed that there are 2 new issues marked as trash. Maybe we can take a quick look. Okay, this issue is to request notation to support signing and verifying multi-platform images. This is a huge effort, I believe. So I think it is not likely to be included in beta 1 release. At least is some use cases related to this issue. The major reason here is that there are a few open source projects such as Ratify. They leverage notation to sign the multi-platform images. But eventually, we find that notation can only sign the multi-platform image, which is the index itself. Notation cannot be easily to use to sign the image index and also the platform-specific image recursively. So the ask here is to let notation support signing and verifying the multi-platform images, which includes recursively sign the image index and also the image manifest under the image index. It will save a lot of time for the downstream integration projects and users to sign all of those multi-platform images. And we have seen the multi-platform images have been quite popular, especially for some public images hosted on Docker Hub and GFCR. I think most of our projects, CNCF projects, they are multi-platform by default. Have you seen any other use cases or related discussions around multi-platform image support? This is an open issue, and I'm trying to engage more open discussions in this issue. I'm thinking that this issue can be considered for notation v2.1 or even later. Any comments from maintainers? Currently, we only have 2.1 in our future milestones. If we consider this issue is a valid issue.
Yes, I agree with Sergey that we should start with some proposals first. Yeah, because the design phase will take a long time before implementation.
Okay, so the proposal means we want to have a relatively formal enhancement proposal doc, just like I remember I have a pull request for formalizing the enhancement proposal doc. Are we expecting have such kind of proposal doc? Then we can discuss and trash the issue.
Yeah, I think if you have like an idea, it would be good to define, like say for example, um, signing the images is one, but how will it be consumed and how will the signatures be verified? It's also equally important, right? So um, I think we need to call out both the production of the signature as well as how the downstreams might even be able to verify it. Like, what is the policy going to look like? And are there going to be challenges in implementing the policy like as is? So, for example, if you implement it in Kubernetes, will it actually work? Or we can validate the index. Will we get the image index as a part of the implementation and things like that?
So it sounds like we will need a formal proposal doc to define the high-level scenarios and also the desired experience for signing and verifying multi-platform images.
Actually, all the proposals have to be formal, even if they are not implemented.
Hai, please.
Yeah, for the multi-arc images signing part, I think currently, I mean, first of all, the manifest list should be signed. Otherwise, some malicious user, they can use another manifest list with reference to malicious architecture images. So the manifest list should be signed, and each architecture image should be signed. So currently, user can do it by specifying the reference, but we can improve the experience that, for example, user specify the manifest list, and they can also have options to specify what platform they want to sign, or by default, all the platform listed in the manifest can be signed. But anyway, for sign, currently, there is a way for user to do that. I think the main issue is on the verification part, especially on the Kubernetes platform, because currently for the node, they can select the architecture images based on the node itself architecture, but the manifest is actually, I mean, it is handled before the, for example, the admission control. So maybe Sajid or Shui can help to confirm. I mean, that is happened in the container runtime to pull the manifest, then each node can know which node specific image can be pulled. That is happen before admission control. That means I'm thinking that it will require, for example, ratify to support the container D so that it can validate the manifest list first. I think that is the main issue we needed to describe from verification point of view, especially on the container platform. But for the CI/CD, I think if user want to consume some multi-arc images in CI/CD, they can verify the manifest list first, then the specific architecture image first. That is fine. I think the main issue is on the verification part for the container platform.
Thanks, Yi, for the inputs. Actually, from users, from signer and verifier point of view, the current experience is somehow very cumbersome because they have to first get the image index, then they will need to use another tool to retrieve how many child platform specific image manifests under that index, and also get the digest of each index of each image manifest, right? They will need to use tools like auras or other tools to retrieve those digests, and also to see whether any signatures associated with those child platform specific images.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So does the client need to verify all the images of all the platforms? Does the client just need to verify one?
Go ahead, Yi. I heard you want to say something.
Yeah, maybe we can discuss Shui's question first.
I think it depends on whether the multi-platform images have the signatures for its whole tree. Means whether it has signatures under the image index and also with each platform specific image. Hey, Yi?
Yeah, I think it depends on the scenario. So, Fabian, you just explained the sign part. I understood that part. It is just for the sign. Currently, it is not a blocking user, although it is not that streamlined experience, but it is not a blocking user. User just need to figure out the reference. But we can, I mean, with this issue, we can improve the experience for the user. I think the main concern is the verification, and it depends on the scenarios, especially for the Kubernetes, because we need to validate the manifest list to ensure it is the list that we can trust, so that each node can pull each arc images according to the manifest list, right? But that's the part, my understanding is not happening at the mission control part. So that's the problem I see. After the manifest list is trusted and the node pull each architecture image, that can be handled by the admission control part that's already supported by Ratify. So from webcation, especially for the Kubernetes, this typical scenario, it is not verify all the, I mean, some command to verify all the architecture images. It is each node, they know which architecture image to be pulled. Then Ratify currently already support validate the signature of each architecture image because we sign it. The main problem is on the manifest part, how to verify it.
That's a valid ask. I think we may need to have another proposal doc to define the problems, scenarios for both signing and verification, and also have a concrete proposals to address those problems. This issue is kind of a high-level description that includes the the general use cases and also some of the issues linked from notation and ratify.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say this issue will not be the first, not be in the first release of 2.0. It could be later, but we need to have the proposal ready first so that we can know which milestone it can be fit in.
Any comments from other folks? I think maybe we can put it in the future milestone, and when we are very close to 2.0 or 2.1, we can see whether we should be able to write a proposal doc to define the things that we just discussed. Okay, if no more concerns, I just remove the trash label and I will put it in the future milestone. Thanks, Sajid. Okay, the second issue is blob command UX revisit. This was opened by Patrick, but seems lack of some details in the issue.
There's a link
I'm clicking.
as an example. So the original comment was from Shui that maybe we could add a shorthand to the signature path flag.
Do you mean add an alias to blob verify command?
A shorthand to a flag of the command. It's just an example. So the issue's purpose is to revisit the UX of all blob commands and see if we want to improve the flag naming or adding some shorthands to the flags to enhance the user experience.
Okay, I see. It's a general purpose issue for enhancing the notation blocks.
Yes, it's a general purpose issue. Yeah.
I think this can be a part of notation v2.0 beta 1. And I think we should be better to identify some potential enhancement. Hey,
Yeah, I will create some issue related to UX. I found some issue. I will create a separate one. So for this one, is it? I mean, if it is a general one, how can we close it? Because I will create some other issue.
That we can close it now and follow these issues.
You just mentioned that Shui has some comment on some shorthands flag. Will that be included in this one, or if that is needed, maybe we can use this issue for that purpose.
Sure, that also works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we can. I'm not sure whether you cannot locate that comment. Maybe we
it's hard
can.
to locate. This link it does not
That's
point.
interesting because I can locate it by
Yeah.
clicking the link. I don't know why you couldn't.
Yeah, maybe Patrick, you can help to copy that comment in the
Yeah, sure.
description and make this issue to address that issue. Then I will create some other issue so that we can close the issue easily.
Yeah, I will do that.
So the action here is that Patrick, you will update the issue description to make it more concrete and focus on the shorthand enhancement for the flag or for the command. In such case, I will remove the label triage and add it as an enhancement. UX enhancement. This issue is also supposed to be a part of beta 1, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And you can assign the issue to me. Yep.
Sure. Okay, I think those two issues marked as trash have been trashed. That's all for the first topic. Last time we have two community meeting poll filed in the community discussion. Let me take a quick look at the community discussion here. Currently, this poll received 3 votes from community folks. I cannot see who they are, but from the current result, looks like we have 2 votes preferred the first option. And Shui has a valid comment that since most of the attendees will join the meeting only in one time zone. So for those folks, actually the community meeting is monthly per time zone or per series. Overall, we have 2 biweekly community meetings. I have another issue to discuss the meeting cadence. I think we can engage more maintainers to align on the meeting cadence. And also for US friendly community meeting poll, there's another vote. And so far, we don't have any votes on it. So if by end of this week, if we don't receive any votes for the US friendly poll, we may keep our current schedule, which is 5 p.m. Pacific time. But if we do receive any votes from US Central or US East, I think we can decide and make the change on the second schedule. It will also impact our cadence. So that means if there's nobody want to join from US Central or US East, we may still keep our current primary schedule, which is Pacific time, 5 p.m. And we will have another schedule for APAC folks. I will ping Vani and other folks to vote on the US friendly poll, and we will have 1 week to see the result. For APAC friendly, so Shui, Junjie, and Patrick, if you can help vote on this poll, it will be helpful.
Finman, could you share the link into the chat?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, let's give 1 more week for other maintainers and regular attendees to vote on these 2 polls.
I have a question. If I vote the APAC friendly poll, does it mean I agree with the monthly meeting? Or because this poll name is the monthly for each month, yeah.
That's a good question. So actually, I think we may consider determine the cadence in another issue. I will update the meeting cadence here. I think I can remove the cadence here. We can just identify a comfortable time for folks in APAC region. But for the cadence, we can discuss and make decisions in another issue. I have another issue created to discuss the community meeting cadence.
Sounds good. Got it.
Any questions from other folks? If not, I think we can finish today's meeting earlier and give 11 minutes back to folks. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.